outside my area of expertise. I think we can talk about what we're trying to do in the context of the fellowship and then maybe work backwards. So, clearly, topic of the day is talking about immigration. And one can certainly take these fellows and go to El Paso and see the human tragedy. And that's not where we're going. We're going to Amsterdam. We're going to see five waves of immigration that have been successfully absorbed. And we're going to see more than 50% of the city is now immigrants. A third of them today are first-generation immigrants. And it's not without its problems. You have a huge part of the city that does not believe in diversity of rights. That's not the culture. You've had an assassination of the prime minister. You've had an assassination of filmmakers. And so it's not without its issues, but let's go see that first. And then let's go to El Paso. And so how does that relate to civility? I think when we're trying to understand these issues from other than emotion, and we're allowing space for the expression of multiple points of view, I think that helps.
But I think it also starts really early. The civics curriculum, which disappeared from schools, I think in some places is slowly starting to come back. I think it's really important for anyone that has influence of school systems to really focus on what does it mean to be an engaged part of community, and that starts really at the youngest. I mean, I don't want to take this conversation to a crazy place, but even in the kids programming which we do, and we focus on pre-K. We have created small little, there are commercials between our shows that talk about, what does it mean to vote? What does it mean? All those things, we all remember when this was part of the larger dialogue. And I think we have to be more mindful in making sure that your example is a powerful one, but that we're not losing any opportunity through this whole continuum to really try to look for ways that we can tee up this whole idea that each one of us has a responsibility to build the communities in which we want to live. Yeah. And let's start with our youngest members of our communities to help them understand that they have a role.
I agree with that. And with that, I think needs to be, and Aspen's doing a lot of this, practical action to help the people in communities that are less advantaged, that feel shut out, to feel that there's an opportunity structure for their children that makes buying into our culture worth it. I do think teaching civility or civics is really important, but I also think that we have to make sure we really ask ourselves, is economic growth inclusive enough today? And if it's not, what can we do reasonably and rationally to help people in rural and urban communities around the country where there aren't jobs and where people are leaving and where people feel futureless? What can we do practically on the ground so we merge together those ideals with their actual lived sense that your children can grow up with opportunity? I have a colleague, Catherine Ferguson over here, whose focus, relentless, is doing that in rural communities around the country. She's not hosting ideas festivals. She's fostering economic development in community after community as a partner to this idea of civil engagement.